And welcome back to another episode of Cat's Cup Podcast. You're here with your host, Christian. And we got another episode with the great Colin and Bohannon.
Appreciate you having me on, man. Been too long.
Yeah, it's been, what, a month or two?
Probably. Was it? I think basketball may have still been going on the last time I was on. I can't remember.
Was it the Tennessee game?
I think it was. Wasn't it me, you, and Jake? Well, no, there was the Tennessee game. I prefer not to remember that one at all.
Yeah.
Indy was a really good time, but
yeah.
I don't know. Tennessee beating us for the first, I guess their first decent tournament win ever. But
yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, but it's great to have you back, man. State Line, just the greatest company ever to exist on planet Earth. Doing some great things out in the community right now, just being a front runner of just great people and helping out. So you want to give us a little insight on what State Line's doing right now?
That's probably the first time anybody's ever said that about me. So I really appreciate that, Christian. Yeah, man, the London tornado stuff hits extremely close to home. I had been saying for 2/3 of us, because Lockins and I grew up there. Hugh came down this weekend, and Hugh spent a ton of time in London with hunting and just media stuff, getting pictures of hats, stuff at our distributor. So Hugh spent a bunch of time in London, and whenever he got there this weekend, it's like the drone footage on the internet, on the Weather Channel, and Ben Childers has some awesome drone footage out there. Man, I'm telling you, there is nothing more sobering and somber than your feet standing in the drywall and in the plywood and in the bricks and the debris. Brings a whole new perspective on natural disasters like that. So we've been trying to do supply drives, I guess the best way I know to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan and I live in here in Northern Kentucky. I got a pretty good Facebook network, and we've been just running supplies from Northern Kentucky and Lexington. Hugh brought some stuff down from Louisville. So it's been, and that's been, Saturday was kind of boots on the ground. Saturday evening, they had to set up an evacuation. There's a ton of looters.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturday, it's great. But Saturday evening, whenever they set up the curfew and said people were going to have to leave, my wife looked at me. She was like, "We can't do anything down here tonight." She was like, "Let's drive home." We had a ton of new clothes, lightly worn clothes, that either we just didn't wear a lot and we'd put aside. So we took down. We were like, we'll just take down a truck bed of our stuff. And I posted on social media. Was kind enough. I had a couple neighbors, the Shea family, Taylor Moore. I don't know if she'll ever see this or not, but she's been incredible. Somebody may know her dad played for the Bengals. Last name is Dinkle back in the day. So she's super connected in the Cincinnati area. Taylor's been phenomenal. She put us in contact with another lady from up here we never met, never heard of. She took up $1,000 in donations in 6 hours. Brought supplies, totes, business here in Northern Kentucky named American Home Tech. His name's Jake Stropman. They pledged basically $5,000 worth of supplies and sent us with them. Yeah, and it's I posted on on my Instagram story the other day. Jordan and I donated. Really, it's been our time. We haven't donated a ton of money or a ton of we donated some clothes and some stuff we had around the house that we thought people would need, boots, stuff like that, tarps. But more than anything, we're just trying to be the carrier, I guess, from one location to another. Because, man, London's like, if you're staying in it, it's like, where do you go to get stuff? Like where, like Lowe's and Home Depot down there, everybody locally is rushing to get everything they can there. Chris Setter's the manager down there, has done phenomenal getting stuff, outside resources brought in. But man, like as soon as something gets posted on social media, that there's drywall there, that there's plywood, tarps, totes, it's bought. And like, I mean, they're going through 1,000 plus totes a day at each location. So, but the good thing about Northern Kentucky is a lot of these people aren't driving down there and taking stuff. Like there's some churches and like some Christian organizations that are, but for the most part, like I went American Home Tech, they told me go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, buy every single tote they have, like in the size you need. We went and bought like 150 totes like that, just filled the U-Haul full of them, started heading south. And they're saying right now, like if Lowe's puts out like 5 totes in London, they're gone like in a minute. So
wow,
yeah, it's so we're just trying to, I mean, really, I guess do what we can. It's been a lot, man. It's Jordan and I were joking about it earlier. So there was no cell phone service in London. There was no Wi-Fi in London, and there was no electric in London way before the tornado ever hit. They had a windstorm that came through. That's what a lot of people don't know. They had a windstorm that came through. I can't remember if it was Thursday, like night, Friday morning. Like it blew the roof off businesses in downtown London. Like Spectrum, there's been no Wi-Fi down there since like again, Thursday night, Friday morning. Like if somebody out there is like, this idiot doesn't know what he's talking about, forgive me. But yeah, like whenever the tornado hit, Jordan and I, like we had like one bar of service in London, and we were right down. I mean, so the airport is like downtown London, which is where it got hit. We were like 0.48 miles from the airport. No cell phone service, no Wi-Fi, no electric. But we were laying in bed like before all this happened. There's like supposed to be thunderstorms, whatever. And we were about to go to bed like 10:30. We were looking at like a summer trip or something. We were looking at like a spot to go like late summer. Man, that feels like that was a month ago. And that was Friday night. And it was like from the National Weather Service sent out the first alert. After they sent it, like everybody kind of gets up. We went outside. And man, it was like, I could not imagine. Like we were so blessed, so fortunate. None of our family was involved in it. I think that's kind of why it was like so personal to her and I. Was like we could have walked to where some of the worst of it was from her Nana's house, which is where we stayed, and it's just like complete devastation. I mean, it's like, there's nice brick homes that are literally a basement now. They're like a concrete slab. Like there's just nothing there. Yeah. So, I mean, I think both of us were like, we have reliable transportation. We have a network in Northern Kentucky that's completely unaffected. Like most of these people don't know a soul in London except for me and her. So, I mean, we've just kind of been trying to go back and forth and help.
Yeah. And I know you guys are doing an awesome thing through State Line and have some shirts. I'm going to get these popped up here on the screen. And you guys are, I don't want to say this wrong, but is it all money from those is going straight to helping with London?
So 100% of proceeds. So, I mean, our distributor, we're not having to pay for the labor to make the shirts. We do have to pay for the blank, so a portion of that does come out of the $35. But without labor, we're not charging distribution or anything like that. Any of the normal stuff that we have to charge for whenever we sell a shirt. So it's like I think it's roughly like $24. So you're basically paying $11 for a shirt and you're sending $24 back to London is essentially what it is. And we're in talks right now with a company back home. They're talking about buying a mass, a large supply of these shirts, giving the shirts out for free, and they're gonna make the donation to us, and then it's gonna go back out into the community. But it's actually Martin Peterbilt. They're the Peterbilt dealership. They're off the second London exit. They've got a GoFundMe right now. If anybody's watching this, you don't want a State Line T-shirt, or you don't really know where to donate. If you go to State Line Co.'s Twitter, I think it was like maybe one of our last tweets. The Martin Peterbilt GoFundMe is the best that is out there, and the reason for that is they're matching dollar for dollar up to $200,000. They're like right now, they're like $3,935 from their goal, and they're going to match $200,000. So the community will have $400,000 that's pumped right back into it through supplies and donations, which is just, I don't even know how many T-shirts we'd have to sell to make a $200,000 donation, but it's way more than we'll probably ever sell. But that's the shirts on the screen. That's South Laurel red or Louisville red, if you prefer to call it that. And then obviously North Laurel blue, Kentucky blue. It's more blue. For some reason, it kind of looks like almost like purple in the picture, I guess.
It's like has that like UNC type color blue, but
yeah,
it's like on the blue, like on the color choices, it looks more Kentucky blue.
So it's going to be more like a faded UK blue is what it is. We've held the shirts in hand. They're more like a faded UK blue. They're definitely not like it's called like Royal, I can't remember. It's Royal something, but it's a faded blue. So they're a comfort color T-shirt. Anybody that's a T-shirt snob, they're a nice thick T-shirt, true to size, maybe even fit a little bit big. So, and like I said, all the proceeds from those go right back into the community for supplies. And Likens is living down there, and Jordan, my wife, and I are pretty plugged in on social media. The need for London is just it's like a moving goalpost right now, in the sense that like they needed totes and tarps. Like that was the biggest need because there's rain coming. Like thousands of totes and tarps just start going south. Now there's a flood of tote and tarps, and kind of the need or the supply that they need has changed since then. So we're constantly trying to kind of survey what they need and then try to bring it back to them. And I'm making a trip down Friday, another U-Haul and truck bed full of stuff. We're trying to get in contact directly with families. If there's anybody that sees this and knows a family that needs stuff, we're going to take some gift cards like to Kroger so people can get gas, people can get groceries. And really the big goal is that we would prefer to connect directly with some people and take them directly some stuff, because one of the things we heard going into what was that? Monday night, whenever we made the drive down, is like London has a ton of like distribution centers right now, like airport, South Laurel High School, Hart Church, Food City on North Main, WB Transports, like all these locations, and they are sending stuff out. But you've got to like call into a command center, you've got to request it, like they've got to go back and get it. It's basically like DoorDash and supplies. So what we did, it is pretty awesome, man. I've got to be honest. Elected officials in London, like Randall Weddle, the mayor's done a fantastic job moving resources. John Ruth, the sheriff's done a fantastic job. David Westfield, like they've done a really good job moving stuff where it belongs. But it's just the thing we did. We actually like took the U-Haul like to the communities. Like left the doors open, was like driving down the road, had one of our other partners' son in the back of it, and he's like soon as we pull up, if his parents are watching this, they're gonna be pissed because this kid's like a 7th grader, but he's like riding in the back. And this is like a once in a lifetime experience. I hope this never happens again. But Dalton and Madison, their kids were unbelievable, and Dalton's like in the back of this 12-foot U-Haul, just like, you need totes, you guys need tarps, like just screaming at people, like just dragging totes and tarps out, like this seventh grader's like just hauling like 10 totes at a time up to people, and like you would be shocked. Like, and the thing Jordan said it, and her and this lady like broke down. I was like, it's just so heavy, but like you'd be shocked how many people you go up to with a house that's just missing. Like I'm talking nothing there. And you'd be like, do you need toast? Do you need tarps? Like, do you need deodorant? Do you need detergent? Like toothbrush, toothpaste? We got all this stuff, socks, t-shirts, underwear. And they're like, no, just there's somebody else out there that needs it more than me. And I'm like, brother, you don't have a home. Like, you need it. Like, they're just such a, like Eastern Kentucky in general is just such a selfless community. And it's like there's no one, like, yeah, there might be, but like where we're standing right now, there's no one more in need than you. Like, just take the stuff. And I think once you kind of tell people like it can either go to you or it can go to somebody else that maybe doesn't need it, and you are standing here knowing you do need it. So I don't know. It's been the amount of people that we've had like hug us and cry and stuff. It's just been a lot, man. That community is, whatever you see on the internet, multiply that by 10. It's bad.
Yeah, and I just want to give props to you guys, man. I mean, you guys were boots on the ground like in less than 12 to 15 hours trying to help out, make a difference, and help these people out. I mean, just the change of life that all these people have had just in the last week is just, it's unfathomable. Like, I'm sorry, I tried to use a big word there.
No.
It's I couldn't imagine like what these people are going through, and everybody going to help out. I mean, God is for sure going to bless all these people going to help out. And these people truly need all this stuff, because it's nuts, man. Like, you just hate to see. And I mean, like, you see it on the news sometimes. Like, you'll hear about tornadoes, and like when it hits, like in your case, like your hometown, and like a place that like I've known about, I've been through a ton. Like, my dad used to work out of London, so I was in there quite a bit, and just seeing it hit like a local area, it's just hard to believe like what has actually happened to all these people.
I remember we had been out like in Cincinnati whenever the Mayfield tornado hit.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, I'd never heard of Mayfield. Like, I mean, the thing about Kentucky is there's like 8 million communities. There's like 126 counties, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh-huh.
It's just such a big state, and it's like every stoplight has a community, it feels like. And so whenever I heard about Mayfield, like it was a nighttime tornado, it was like so unexpected. It was like something you would think about like from like the movie Twister, like Powell and them like in some small town with a carnival. Like I was like, man, it's terrible. But like, and like I remember being like, God, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I remember seeing the survivors from the factory on the news, and it was just like something that like you just couldn't process because you had never seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was weird. Another person, they'll never see this man, but Ron Hall, Chris Hall, I don't know if do you follow them on Twitter?
I feel like I do.
I'm not a like storm guru. Blake Nolan is. They're phenomenal. They're out of Somerset. It's like Chris Hall, y'all, and Ryan Hall, y'all. Somehow the night of the tornado, so like a buddy of mine, actually no, it was Blake. Blake texted and was like, there's a tornado on the ground in Somerset, and it's like headed toward like North London is basically what we were told. And again, we're getting like a text every like 30 minutes. Like whenever you got one text, you got like 30.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I got Ryan Hall's YouTube up and like was watching it and was like seeing this thing like just slowly start creeping south. And the more it creeped south, the more it looked like it was gonna be like dead on in London. And my mom survived a tornado whenever she was a kid. Like took the roof off a house. London's had a couple bad ones hit that we were close to. My mom texted me like late, like I want to say a little after 11, I feel like, and was like, tornado is headed straight for my house. And then like the next text I got from her just said hit. And I was like, there's no way. Tried calling her, no answer. Tried calling her, no answer. Tried calling her, no answer. You hear National Weather Service. Well, but just before this, National Weather Service said that it was headed for the Hart and what do they call it? Like Hart and something else community. And that's like where I grew up. That is where Sunshine Hills is the Hart community. And when my mom said hit, like she doesn't like, there's no reason. She lives up on a huge hill. There's no reason like tornado should really go up there per se. Can't get a hold of her. National Weather Service announces that it's hit I-75 and it's headed toward the airport and the Court Road community, which is now where I'm at. Like I'm on the Court Road. Like I'm in that area. I'm 0.75 miles from the airport, 0.48 from like the first road that just got wiped out. Can't get a hold of my mom. A line looks like it went like straight through her house, basically. We're outside watching on the porch, and it is like it just hangs a hard right for what should have been like downtown London, like South Main Street, McDonald's, Yaden's Auto Sales, Sonic. It looks like it hangs a hard right out toward the interstate somewhere. Man, it just makes a line straight through the airport, straight through the park. Again, no Wi-Fi, no electric. Actually hits out in the community. My buddy, or one third of state line, Cody Lockins, hits Crooked Creek. Like one of the first phone calls that I'm able to make and like actually get a hold of somebody. Cody's like, man, it just missed our house by this much, but there's like debris on every fairway in Crooked Creek. And then like a little bit later, he's like, dude, there's trees down everywhere. He's like, there's like, and you can hear sirens, like just crazy. And the scanners talking about this person and like this child and like this person's missing. And like, there's just all these sirens going on in the night. And I was talking to Jordan. It didn't rain at all before the tornado. It starts pouring afterwards. I was like, we need to go out. We need to see if we can help people. Dude, there's electric lines everywhere. You're just honestly in people's way, like at that point. Like if you were not EMS, fire department, police, you're just in the way. So I was like, we need to go home. Daylight hits tomorrow. Let's go out. And it hit like around midnight in London. I think Likens and I made the trip to Hart. Sydney Mcclure, I don't know if she'll ever watch this either. She actually met us in town to get my mom breakfast and walked it like over 2 miles into my mom's house, like to get her breakfast. Cause like she like had no electric, like was losing all her food. And, me and Likens got out there and like every emergency service person you talk to was just talking about like looking for this person, can't find this person's trapped. And you were like, dude, where do you even start? Like it was I don't know, man. And there were, like you said, dude, the support that is poured into London. I mean, for a community that's been so divided for a long time now, like that community right now has been blessed like beyond belief since Saturday. Like we went in, there's all kinds of Christian ministries that are there, like helping like reclaim like supplies or like belongings and stuff. And I mean, if you see a group of Mennonites, just get out of the way. Like those dudes will clean a house in a day. Like, I mean, it's been crazy the number of people that are down there. I mean, unfortunately, there are looters, which I'm not going to speak for state line, but my stance is shoot on sight. But like, for every one bad person that's been down there, man, there's like, I'd say 25 good people. Like it's been unreal.
Yeah, which KSP put up a surveillance thing to kind of keep an eye out on all that.
KSP has one. John Root, the sheriff's department's got like 2 out. Actually, whenever we went into Sunshine Hills on Monday night, we got there late. We talked to the sheriff's department before we went in. We were like, hey, man, like, talk to Sheriff John Root. He said we could come in here and hand some stuff out. And they were like, well, if you see the blue lights like flashing, just know your license plate's on them. And, dude, they were everywhere in that community. I mean, yeah, dude, they're huge too. I've got a picture of it. I'll text it to you. But it's like this just blue light just constantly like blinking like on these hills. And supposedly they can see like way down in the bottom, got like thermal imaging. So, yeah, it's I don't know if you've seen it. They evacuated the park yesterday. Andy evacuated the park.
Mhm.
There's debris everywhere, and they're forecasting like 60 to 80 mile an hour straight line wind. So, like, Weddle and Andy do the right thing. They're like, if you're in one of these affected areas, you got to get out. Looters go into the park and break into the Connex that they were using to, like, hold all the supplies and, like, rob them. Like, almost completely gutted the supplies. And it's, I don't know. It's, unfortunately, where there's good going on, there will always be some bad.
It's sad, man.
Yeah, less than ideal. It's KSR going down there, kind of shedding light on all of it. I didn't get to listen to their thing, but I think anybody locally that's talking about, because it's all over national news.
Mm-hmm.
But like what we talked about a minute ago, like if you don't know London, Kentucky, it doesn't affect you. Like, to be honest. And a lot of the KSR listeners are probably familiar with London, been to London in some capacity. So I definitely think what those guys have been doing is awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, shedding light on it, getting as much attention, and just like reaching out to people that might not know as much on it. Because, people, like you said, that like aren't really familiar with it, probably don't know what all's going on, how much was affected.
Yeah.
And I mean, just props to the people of Kentucky. I mean, people are just coming from everywhere in the state to help out from what I saw. And it's a good thing to have good-hearted people. And that's a good thing about being like in a southern state. Everybody will just give the shirt off their back.
Oh yeah. I've never seen anything like it as far as like a community coming together. It's kind of been one of those things where like you would hope people would do the right thing, and then when they do it, you're like pleasantly surprised. Like
Mark Pope and
dude, Reed Shepherd, Mark Pope. If you ever said he wasn't a cat, you're not welcome back. Like, don't jump back on the Reed bandwagon now.
Yeah, I mean, he was back home pretty quick.
Oh, almost immediately. We've talked to Reed a little bit. We've talked to his girlfriend more than Reed. Braley is awesome. She's just such a good person. And yeah, they purchased some London Strong shirts, shared it last night. We're like, if there's anything we can do to help, they're just awesome people, man. And I can't remember. I think it was in a group chat, but somebody was like, appreciate the thought, coach, but I'd prefer you to be on ground level. Like, we need to get you off the roof. Like Mark Pope being like the multi-million-dollar coach he is. And man, I've not been on a standing roof, but I've stood on numerous roofs that were on the ground, and a foot will go through one in a second. They're just so they're just not stable right now. And you've got. I mean,
he's a big dude too.
And no offense to Andy, he is more important than the governor. Like, yeah. And we've got him on roofs of houses, like hauling off debris. We got his daughter on the house. Like, that's like Cal was always good about stuff like this, though, like showing up. And I mean, not taking anything away from Cal Perry, But man, like you've got a coach the day after a natural disaster. Like I think he was at Court Road, is what I've heard. I mean, they were pretty good about. The other thing I've heard is that they were there, and the pictures came out after they were there, which is probably smart. I mean, still Kentucky basketball. I could see somebody showing up over there with a ball trying to get a signature or something crazy. But
Yeah.
I heard he was at Court Road, back by the airport, and they said him and Reed both were there like hours, like not like a photo op deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like the story I've heard from people on the ground that seen it was that Reed did not know the photos were taken of him, had no clue that the photos were taken, and that the picture of like Jeff Shepard, Reed, Mark Pope's daughter, like Reed's sister and brother-in-law and all them, that was taken like right before they left, and that was like a homeowner asking if like they could take a picture of them, like helping, like top deal.
Mm-hmm.
Something I posted on Instagram last night, and I've not told the backstory to this post because it doesn't have I didn't post it because it doesn't have to be posted. But that is actually my wife's cousin's house that we were at. Just sheer accident, man. Like we show up, we park, we get out. I'm carrying a cooler. Walk up to this lady, and I'm like, "Hey, like, do you need water? Is there anything we can help with?" And man, like the first thing. Everybody was super standoffish because there was so much information out there about looters already.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, we come bearing water and 4 hands you can trust. Ended up being 6. Shout out Corey Price. Absolute phenomenal human being. Brought down over 1,200 bottles of water. Came back 2 days in a row to help on the ground. But I just told her, I said, hey, like said, if you tell me you want me to find something important, I will bring it directly to you. There's nothing you have I need. There's nothing you have I want. Like all I want is to help you. And after that, man, like they let us help. And her son, big boy, he said that he was in the bathroom. Roof gets picked up off the house. He starts going up with it, reaches down and grabs a hold of the top of a door frame. And I'm talking, he's like power forward size, SEC boy.
Oh.
And grabs a hold of the door frame. He said, wind stops for a second, drops to the floor, pulls himself under some debris, and ends up with some pretty serious injuries. It's back to the house that afternoon. We're cleaning through debris. And I like jokingly reach underneath something and grab this newspaper. Had no idea what was on it. Pull it out. There's not a cut on it. It is not wet. It is not crumbled up. And it is the 2000 Wins newspaper from the Lexington Herald Leader.
Oh, wow.
This newspaper is like not even remotely damaged at all. And I was like, I'm all like, me or you could crumble up a newspaper and throw it in the trash right now.
Mm.
And there are houses that are just leveled. And something as simple and insignificant as a newspaper like makes it through it completely unscathed. And I walked up to Jeff, the gentleman that was there, and I was like, hey man, we found this newspaper. And he was like, oh, that was a good one. I remember where I was whenever the Cats won the 2000 game, blah, blah, blah. And it was like for a split second, we were talking about UK basketball, and it was, I don't know, it was weird, the stuff you would find that was just completely unscathed. Kind of in the midst of madness.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that you like that it was just like unscathed, like it was just laying there. Wow. Dude, it's crazy.
And the amount of Bibles that people found that were like totally untouched. I actually found my cousin's Bible like 4 houses down, 3 or 4 houses down. I guess it was 3 houses down from his, like laying against the fence. And I was like, we had been to my cousin's house. I didn't even know he lived there. We had been to his house kind of by accident, just offering to help him for a little bit. And they're like, we can't find any of his personal belongings. Corey and I actually have a picture of it. Corey walks over and goes, I think it was 1993 Topps baseball cards. Complete, like not wet, not a single card missing, like in pristine condition. And I was like, of all the stuff that's like destroyed or in decent shape, whatever, and then look over and it's my cousin's Bible laying there, and I was like, man, this is. It was weird the people you would talk to and kind of hear their side of the tornado, and you were just sitting like, there was a lot. There was a lot of really bad stuff going on, but there was a lot of God like looking out for people and protecting people in London this weekend, because man, the amount of houses it tore through. I mean, right there where Matt Jones and them were was one of the first houses we got to on Saturday. And the people we were helping didn't know if the people next door lived initially. Like, there was still a lot of missing people. And we ended up coming back on Sunday to drop off totes and help with stuff. The whole family lived, and there was nothing left. Like, where the basement was, gone. Like, all there was the slab for the floor. The foundation or the walls were all gone. Like, they'd collapsed and been sucked out of the house. Family, like, complete. They were all there whenever we got there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was I don't know, a lot.
That's nuts, man. Yeah, it's definitely be keeping the people of London in your prayers. You got any extra stuff, please reach out to an organization that can help out. These people need it for sure. And yeah, just help out as much as you can. They'll be a great thing to help out with, especially the people of this great state.
Oh yeah, definitely. I guess with all of that being said, want to get off on something lighter? Like,
yeah. Speaking of Kentucky, L8 came out with a new flavor.
Man, so I'm not a huge L8 fan.
I bought a 6-pack of it. I was showing you the wrong end. It's blackberry.
Yeah. How is it?
It's.
You really can't go wrong with traditional L8 though.
Like, yeah, the original's good. Which anything they put out, I'm really wanting them to put out like a grape pop, something like that.
Yeah. If they did like a communion grape flavor, that would be.
Yeah, it'd be tough. You can't go wrong with the original, just regular L8 though.
No, it's when I lived in Indiana, one of the guys that I shared a office with, every time I would go back to Indiana, I would take him like cases of L8. It was like bootlegging L8. Like, went to college at Moorhead, and he was like, I will pay you gas money and everything to bring him back. I was like, so this is what bootlegging felt like, except I'm bootlegging L8.
See, I used to take, like, when I'd go up to Cleveland, I'd stay with some buddies. When I was up there, I'd always take them Grippos. Oh
man, dude, I'll text it to you. So Grippo's headquarters, like right here around where my office is. There's a like honey barbecue hot Grippos. They're unreal. I mean, like, my father-in-law was the one who showed them to me, and now like they're my go-to chip. They're so good.
See, I always thought that they just had the regular Grippo flavor.
Dude, they got so many.
They got like a ton. Like, like, I mean, I've always seen like the Grippo things, but I just never really looked at them because I always went for the 2-bagger. You know, the one that's like $3.49. You get 2 of those gray bags. You just rip them open, go at it.
Yeah, it is dude. I'll tell you, Grippo's seasoning on air fried French fries, game changer. And then Jordan and I started doing. We smoke our own wings, and then we'll throw them on the grill for like a split second. Like, we'll smoke them with like, she makes her own hot sauce. We'll smoke them in it, and then we'll put them on the grill, no sauce on them, and then just like a light dusting of like a dry rub Grippos. Like, you cannot go wrong.
That sounds tough.
Dude, every time I eat something my wife fixes or something like that's like different, I'm like, we could open a bar or a restaurant. And I'm like, I'm already actively running a hat company into the ground. Like, there's no reason to get into like. I was like, the things that I love are the things that I probably don't need to go into business for, like hats, food, beer, and liquor. Like those are the things I need to stay away from. And like, yeah, I'm telling you, man, take Grippo's chips, like not a lot of them because it's overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
But take like a small amount, put them in like a sandwich bag, and just crush them up and dry rub them on some wings.
So you need to take the ones off the top. Can't get the ones off the bottom.
Yes. Yeah. We made a huge mistake when we first moved to Cincinnati. So you can buy Grippo's chips at headquarters. They have like some different flavors. We bought hot, which I just thought was like going to be a little more Grippo-y.
Yeah.
Wrong. Like I drank like 2 huge glasses of milk and then was still just like, is this how I die? Like, is this like the end? So I don't know. It was and there's some like staples, really. L8, Grippo's.
State Line. Got to add that in there now.
Yeah.
What else? Bluegrass music?
Dude, Sunday Best.
Banjo?
Dude, Sunday Best is doing a relief concert. And I was just thinking the other day, like them and Tyler Childers, whenever I was like in college, you could not go wrong with those two. Like,
dude, I remember when they were like on the come up.
Dude.
We did like a field trip back when I was in high school. And they were at the Corbin Arena. It was like a gear up thing. Mm-hmm. And they performed. And I was like, it's just like, this is like a school trip. Yeah. It's just funny. And then I was like, listening to it, I was like, this is actually pretty good.
When I have two Sunday Best. Actually, I have 2 Sunday Best stories and a Tyler Childers story. First Sunday Best, I was in the basement of Redmond's. I think it was Redmond's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Redmond's was the one that I forget the name of it now. It's in Lexington, anyways. I was like 18. I got no business being in this bar in the first place. But a buddy of mine was like, I wasn't even a drinker. I just wanted to hear Sunday Best because I love like Painted Blue, Lily, like all those songs.
Yes.
Before like Swarping and stuff. But we get down in this basement, listen, it was like $5 to get in. Nick and them take like an interlude at like a small basement concert, like just go to the bar and like I was like, this is awesome. Like this is the coolest thing ever. And Nick is like just handing stuff back to people.
Uh-huh.
Statute of limitations. Nick can't get in trouble for giving a minor alcohol, by the way. But I like walk up and I was like, Nick Jamerson, you're awesome, man. And he's like, here you go, kid. Hands it to me and I like look at it and I was like, yeah. And he's like, you got to shoot it. And I was like, he's like, with your mouth, not a gun. And I was like, okay. Took it. I'm positive to this day it was rubbing alcohol. Like it was the worst thing I've ever drank in my whole life. But it was handed directly to me from Nick Jamerson. And this was like before they like went on like the CMA Fest tour and stuff. And then I was trying to impress a girl that I was talking to in Atlanta. If my wife hears this, I'm sorry. But I was trying to impress a girl I was talking to in Atlanta. I was like, we got to go to this concert. I forget the name. It's something Attic. I was like, huge band. They're on the come up. I was like, I know these boys. We're going to go hear them. So we get there, and I knew a girl that was like working sound for them.
Uh-huh.
Hey, whenever this show's over with, I need a solid, and these boys need to know who I am. And she's like, oh, I got you. So after the show, they leave, walk up. Chris Bentley walks up, and he's like, Luke Bryan. And this girl that I'm with is like, oh, my God, they think you look like Luke Bryan. And we're like going to leave. The girl that was working sound goes, that'll be $100. Like just like super subtle. Yeah. And then I walked into a house. It was a house party. I don't even know what frat it was in like 2011 or 12. And Tyler Childers, like skinny, like short-haired Tyler Childers. I don't even know if he was old enough to be in college yet. I think he's a little bit younger than me. He was in the house on the couch playing. was like singing like Shake the Frost and like Harlan Road, and there was another one that he used to sing like I think it was Onita, if I'm not mistaken. But he was like in this house playing, and I was like, this dude sounds like a choir of angels, and he is in the slums of this frat house. Yeah. And then years later, he's on like whatever the jukebox apps are, and I'm like living in Fort Wayne, like, yeah, that dude was in a frat house whenever I was in college.
It's funny, like just hearing the stories, because like I feel like you at least know a few people that actually know all the famous people from Kentucky.
Oh,
like outside of Louisville, that's an island of its own. Anything outside of Louisville, I feel like somebody at least you'll know somebody that knows them personally or have met them a few times.
Well, my wife and I were dating. I'm home on like disability or something, my ACL. My mom goes, "You want to go to Chris Stapleton concert?" I was like, "Nah." I was like, I'm not trying to sit in the rafters. And it was at Rupp in like 2018 or 19. And my mom was like, "No, me and Chris Stapleton's mom like talk all the time." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, she's from Johnson Central." She's like, "I talk to her all the time." She's like, "Chris is going to give you guys like VIP tickets. You guys are going to be right next to the stage." And we got there, and it was like me or my sister could meet him. And my sister, like, she at the time, like, post assault, like, she's in a wheelchair and stuff. And we were like, "No, like, you can go meet him." But like, yeah, it was just like you said, like, it's yeah, I mean, all those, and dude, there's so many musicians from Eastern Kentucky. The weird one from Eastern Kentucky that I don't know anybody that knows him is Sturgill. And I'm not saying he's not from Eastern Kentucky, but I don't know a soul that knows Sturgill.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't either.
But didn't Sunday Best used to play like Mountain Laurel back in the day?
Yeah. See, they've played a lot of places in like southeastern Kentucky, I feel like, because I've seen a lot of stuff with them. Like, I remember them being like a commonly heard band.
Yeah.
Like growing up.
Yeah.
And what's that one guy from Lexington? I know Dad's ran sound for him.
It's not Chris Knott, is it?
No, it's Shelburne. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, no, JD.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He's getting a little bigger, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's great.
Huge Wildcat fan.
Do it.
Huge Wildcat fan.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I see him on Twitter all the time. I mean, he's doing a lot of shows, and so I mean, props to him. I mean, go get it. I mean, he's growing. He's got is it a whiskey or a bourbon coming out?
I think he partnered with a whiskey or a bourbon. I'm not sure. Okay. Hugh knows him personally. If JD sees this, I'm still sorry. I've got a monster head. Christian's heard this before. I was in a space and said that me and Paul with Bleed Blue and JD had the biggest heads in the fan base. And if our hats fit me, JD, or Paul, they'd fit anybody. Hugh, to this day, probably still mad about it. I felt really bad. I wasn't in a place to be talking about it. We just beat Duke. I had celebrated entirely too hard. Yeah, I was like, we've got the three biggest noggins in the fan base. So if the hats fit our head, they'll fit anybody's head. And Hugh was like, dude, Hugh's like HR for State Line. Like, he is, I have no filter at all. The nicest, the best thing I've ever done in my whole life is the stuff like the last 5 days. Before that, you could honestly chalk me up as just a terrible person. Man, anytime I start to like do or say something stupid, Hugh's like, dude, he's like, for the love of God, give us a break. He's like, we just got out of the last like dumb thing that you said. And yeah, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, watch me double down.
You think that's bad? Hold my beer. No.
Yeah, that's why Hugh doesn't have Twitter anymore. It is
See,
it is the greatest app on the internet. Like,
oh
I'm
yeah,
convinced. I'll never delete it.
oh dude, it's amazing. Twitter or X, I mean, it's been the greatest app. I mean, the people you meet on there.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
you know what? Like, I mean, obviously, you've got your like fraudsters that want to send you money for stuff
Yeah.
all the time, but I mean, honestly, I've met some of the best people through Twitter.
Yeah, man. Dude, I've been on Twitter since like 2009 or 10. Like, I can remember whenever Twitter was like Bitcoin of the internet. Like, it was like,
Yeah.
dude, it was the wild, wild west.
Let me see. See, I'm on my third Twitter account. My first one was when I was like 10 or something.
That was probably
And like
whenever
it's still up. It's still up. It's still going. I'll have to find it. It's pretty funny. Like, I had the Bieber haircut. You know, the tweets are crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure I said like meat and Cheetos, like stuff like that. You know.
Could be. Remember, have you seen Josh Allen's tweets from whenever he was?
I ain't got any like that. But
Yeah.
the Twitter I made that when I was like 14, 15, I thought it was cool. That's what I was like posted all like the highlights and stuff like that. And dude, I kept that Twitter till I was like 20. And it actually had quite a bit of like a big following because like where I had made like hot videos, players would see it.
Yeah.
I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I think I had close to like 10,000.
Yeah.
Right at it. And the Browns Pittsburgh game got the best of me.
Oof.
Yeah, I learned that day you just can't be hollering and calling quarterbacks of the team. You just beat names.
Yeah.
You go into detail, but yeah, you get flagged on that stuff.
Dude, the Twitter I had, nobody watching this will remember this. I went through what I would call a pretty rough breakup, like 2014, and I went to NWTF, National Wild Turkey Federation. I just signed the contract for my big boy job. I thought I was going to be the wealthiest person that I knew my age, and I was like, boys, I'm going to go to Nashville and party. 50 Shades of Grey had just come out. I just got cheated on. I woke up the next morning. There was a girl that I was very, very good friends with. She was the only person that had the password to my Twitter. I woke up the next morning at like 4 a.m. She'd sent me a tweet or a text, and she was like, I'm done cleaning. And I was like, oh, God. And I woke up, and I tweeted something like 2,000 times that night. And it was like 50 Shades of John, 50 Shades of Nashville, 50 Shades of this girl just cheated on me, 50 Shades of Hammered, like just nothing good.
No.
And I continued to scrub that one. That one got big. Like that one was, and then whenever I realized, I was like, man, somebody's probably gonna come looking for like my socials at my job. So I just deleted it. Like I got scared and deleted it and started over. And then I almost got canceled in like 2019. Like on just accident. Like it wasn't even my thought. Somebody else thought it. And I was like, that's actually pretty funny. I'm gonna put that on Twitter. Like, let me just send that out to the masses. I wake up the next morning. It is blown up. It is viral at this point. And there are women's basketball players for like the University of Kentucky. They're like professional athletes tweet me like, you're a terrible person. Like you should consider and I was like, oh man. I was like, this is bad.
No, dude, it's the funniest thing, like what will pop off on there. Like tweets that you think are gonna go bananas, get like two likes, maybe a retweet.
My Cooper DeJean one or Cooper DeJean, that was wild. I text my wife. There was a misspelling in it. I think I missed a word. Joker, I'm not sharing the tweet that almost got me canceled. I still got screenshots of it, bub. Yeah. The Cooper DeJean or DeJean or whatever one, I tweeted it, realized 80 likes and 14 retweets in 20 minutes that there was I think I was missing a word if I remember right. And I was like, it's too late. Like, if you stop the momentum now, it's gone forever. And then at first, like, most people hate me for this. I will retweet like any interaction with me because I feel like it's like just more engagement. Dude, I woke up the next morning. There was like, it had like 800,000 views. Like the next morning, I was like, oh no. I was like, and then later that afternoon, whenever Antonio Brown stole it, I was like, I know I've made it now. Like this is it really is. When Scotty Scheffler got arrested, I posted the clip from what was that? Mark Wahlberg was a cop. His whenever he shot Jeter. Have you ever seen that? The Mark Wahlberg, he's like in some like AA rehab cop meeting. And he's talking about whenever he accidentally shot Jeter because Jeter had headphones on in the tunnel. And all these people are like making fun of him. And I tweeted and was like, what this LMPD officer is going to feel like for the rest of his life after he arrested Scotty.
Yeah.
And like the next day, like Zyre Golf and like all these other huge accounts had like put it on Instagram. And I was like, this is the greatest app on the internet.
See, I've had a few pop off. There was one about Kyler Murray. Somebody had made a graphic, and it was like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Patty Mahomes, and I think Tom Brady.
Not belong on that.
And like, no, that's not even the thing though. I mean, this is like young Kyler Murray, like I think like third year in the league, maybe second. They had Kyler Murray as tall as Josh Allen in this graphic. I said, ain't no way Kyler Murray that tall. And dude, it had like, I think, dude, it had, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if
I'm going to take credit for it. Hughes Law will text me later and be like, screw you, dude. But, there ain't no way. Dude,
he's hot to hot.
Kyler Murray needs to be like up to Josh Allen's elbow. Oh, my God. What are your numbers on it?
It had a little bit over 600 retweets and 10,000. I thought I had more than that.
That was probably back before they started like watching the
it was 2021.
Yeah. Until Elon bought it, like views really wasn't a thing, I don't feel like.
Yep. And then I got this one. That's probably my favorite photo I've ever made.
Yeah, honestly deserved. It honestly is. You guys are going to smoke us game one. I'm convinced. We're going to try to go bankrupt and just make as many Bengals and Browns hats as we can. Bring to Cleveland for that game one. That's the goal. Now, the crappy thing is game one is like this. It's either the first Sunday or the second Sunday of deer season in Kentucky. And Hughes got like 10 days to kill a deer, like on his farm. So he will not be there. I don't even know who Likens' football team is. But I told my brother who lives up there, I was like, if I have to, I will like man the Bengals one because I know enough Browns. Like I know Nick Ashton and like Brent Rasmussen, a couple other guys that would help me like with Brown stuff. I mean, if you want to come, I mean,
I'm dying.
I was like, we could get enough people there to like really do 2 tailgates. I would prefer to be at the Browns one. I'm a Bengals fan, I guess, more so than Browns, I guess. But I don't know. I'm really an adopted fan of both. Really a bandwagon fan of both. I'm sorry.
That hurts. Just a little bit.
I'm a Burrow fan, but dude, you guys own the Bengals. Like it's so, especially Burrow. Like, what is it, like 5-1 or something like that? Browns, Bengals.
Last year hurt it a little bit. I think it's 5-3 now because he beat us both times last year.
Yeah, Myles Garrett literally. His quarterback graveyard for Halloween is awesome. Like it is.
Dude, it's amazing. Bro, when he requested that trade, like literally nothing, like
That's
I
devastating.
think that hurt me more than like any breakup that I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, that
Like
was
that one hurt. Like I legit like sat down and just like laid. Like I just sulked for at
just
least
like a
2 or 3 days.
fetal.
Like I was spazzing out on Twitter. Like people were like like nonchalantly just like responding to stuff, and I was just spazzing. Like nothing good was going on in life for those like 2 days until I like was like, "We'll get him back. He'll be back."
How do you feel about your all's draft? I would also like to say, hold on 1 second. I had yeah, I had several to have just been faking it till I make it through the down. Like Manny gets on there, the other guy that like knew every stat ever
Yeah,
was
he works
Connor.
for the Athletic, I think.
Dude, he was not messing around. Like he rolled in there and I was like, Browns in 5. And he was like, we don't play 7 games, dude. And I was like, God, that's the best I got. We're coming out with hats soon. But I told Manny was like, hot take on quarterback. I said Dart before Shador was a hot take. Now, that was like the most pull it out of your hind end thing ever. Like, I really like Dart. I like Shador too, but I just felt
Yeah.
like there was so much bad PR.
Hey, where we got Shador?
Dude, you got
I'm
stolen.
chilling, bro.
Stolen.
Dude,
I
well,
thought you
okay.
guys would have took him where y'all took Dylan Gabriel.
Well, okay, so we came in. What was that weekend? Something happened. Oh yeah, there was a baby shower that it was Justin who's on here. It was his wife's baby shower, so I just took Shelby down there. I was gonna go, but then I realized dudes don't go to those things because I walked in because I thought I was gonna see some of my friends because they
No.
usually go to stuff like that, and I was like, I don't see anybody. Said I'm gonna go watch the draft in the car.
Yep.
So I watched the Shador pick in a car, just sitting on top of my driver's seat in Cumberland Gap, Tennessee.
Man, the Shador pick was a steal. Like,
Dude, you can't get a better value.
no. I mean, I think it's good for him, and I think it's good for the Browns. I think him being pegged down a little bit, being picked after somebody that honestly I think he's better than. I think he's better than Dylan Gabriel.
Mhm.
So I think it'll be who
If
starts? Flacco, Gabriel, Watson.
no, don't even say that name. Don't. He's not on the team. He might be on the roster, but he's not on the team.
I bet you he never plays another down. Has he played a down as a Browns? Like a couple games?
He's been there for 3 years now, and he's played like 17.
Oh, he's
18.
played that many?
Yeah, he's not played a many at all. But like I think you start out the season with Flacco, unless Pickett just turns into
I don't
prime Joe Montana.
He's still wearing both gloves.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
they put a graphic out of him and Joe Flacco, and they're both holding the ball, and it was just like the hand size difference. And it's not like Kenny Pickett's a little dude. It's not like he's like 5'11" and like it would make sense. He's like 6'6".
Yeah.
But like I think they go Flacco, and then I think they give Pickett a shot, but I don't think he'll show anything.
Yeah.
And then I think it'll go down to I think Dylan Gabriel will get some playing time before Shador, depending on how OTAs, training camp, preseason goes. Because I mean, you never know. But it would be the most Browns thing ever for them to draft 2 quarterbacks. Dylan Gabriel ball out, and then the fans chant for Shador after his first pick or something. We trade Dylan Gabriel, and he goes on to be like a 18-time Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Baker Mayfield.
I'm not bitter about it.
No, you guys did the right thing for the Browns, and Baker did the right thing for Baker.
Yeah.
Baker in Tampa Bay is perfect, in my opinion. Like he's aged, he's matured, like he's kind of changed.
Yeah. That's what everybody I don't think understands. They're like, oh, the Browns should have kept Baker. Like this Baker is not the same Baker as Cleveland Baker.
Humbled. I mean, dude was on like a 1-game contract with the Rams.
Like he was the year that his last year in Cleveland, that was like, you know how people make out Odell in Cleveland, like how he was this big diva. Da da da.
Yeah.
Baker, I think Baker was a bigger diva, like that last year. Like dude was running off the field before games like ended, like just taking shots at people.
Commercials in the stadium, and then like supposedly like wasn't like giving 100% in practices and stuff.
Well, he played the whole season. He made it known he was like, I'm playing this season hurt. And then the Browns officially get eliminated from the playoffs, and he's like, all right, I'm sitting out. Then that's when I knew. I was like, there's no shot he's back next year.
I'm telling you, I think the worst thing for the Browns is a highly drafted quarterback. And I think it's the worst thing for the Browns, and I think it's the worst thing for the quarterback because there's such high expectations put on them from the get-go. And once you like there's no standard for Dylan Gabriel or Shador.
Mm-hmm.
Like those dudes are just expected to show up and play.
Yeah, if the thing that scares me though is if the Browns go like 3-14 again or 4-13 or something like that.
I don't see that personally.
And I didn't see it happening last year either. But it's the Browns. They'll Browns it up somehow. But the way I look at it, it's I don't it's like, like if they do bad, the quarterback shows a flash, they'll be like, oh, we can build on this. Kind of like a Bryce Young, he tore it up the last little bit, and then they'll go into the offseason. They'll have a good pick, and they'll be like, well, we're going to pass on a quarterback. And then this guy just duds out.
Yeah.
But, John, Colin, whatever you want to be called, 1/3 of State Line Co. It's been a fun episode.
Another great Cats Cut. I feel like the beginning was a little depressing.
Yeah, and was
a little depressing talking about Clayton. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, obviously. The Browns are in a pit of misery. But yeah, dude, thanks for hopping on. It's always fun. Anytime you hop on, it's great combos. And as always, go check out State Line Co., the greatest company in all of the world. Yeah, and always go Cats.
Lego. Appreciate you, Bob.